Can a Mercedes sedan sound like a Zonda? Is the twin-turbo Revuelto going to be the new king of the half-mile tracks? Are bumper deletes and chassis wings back in, or are they cringe now? Let's chat about it. This is Room News, baby. I don't like that I said baby. That was weird. We're leaving it in, though. We're doing it live. Couple things. Let's start with RX-7s. And this RX-7 sounds like it's been engine swapped. And secondly, no one told me RX-7s could sound like this. So yes, this RX-7 is definitely engine swapped. But it's not a 1J, it's not a 2J, or an RB, or any kind of straight 6. It's still a rotary. It's actually a 3-rotor car. And apparently, a 3-rotor RX-7 with an unequal length exhaust manifold, single turbo, I believe, like the one from CX Racing, gives this car a very smooth and very classic kind of tuner car sound. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want an RX-7 just so I can make it sound like this. Yeah, that's a pretty sick noise. What the heck was that? It wasn't going very fast, but it sounded nuts.
S-Class with the one and only Sasaki Brilliant Exhaust. Here we go.
1994 W140 S600 with a V12 engine. It has the M120 engine block.
Oh, thanks for the rundown, F-Spot. So, in case you somehow aren't aware of who F-Spot is, he's like the premier car spotter of the California area. And his Mercedes sounds just insane. And somehow he tracked down a 760 Zonda and will be showing us what they sound like side by side. Because why not? You gotta make content if you find a Zonda, let alone a 760.
The C12s, the Zonda S's, the Zonda F's, and of course the 760 Zondas. They are all using the M120 engine block.
It kind of reminds me of people telling me an Aston Martin DBS can sound like a Zonda. And I can't remember if it's for the same reasons that this Mercedes can, but man, I miss the days of when the Zonda was the latest and greatest thing. Pagani was saying for a while, if you guys remember, with every time they released like a new version of the Zonda, they would say, after this, it's being discontinued. This is the last Zonda, the last one. But then they'd keep releasing new versions. They just couldn't let it go. Understandably. It was hard for everybody to say goodbye to the Zonda. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think the Zonda is still a cooler car than the Huayra. Now, I don't know about the Utopia or anything like that, but I think the Zonda still has the charm. The most charm. I will say, I don't think I have ever seen a Zonda street car with a wing like that. That reminds me of like the Zonda R or the Revoluzione. It's absolutely insane looking.
Here we are filling up the beast.
It does really look like a Zonda R on the street. It's like something out of Need for Speed from the early 2010s. I don't know how this dude got this thing in the US because I know for a fact they did not make it for this market. I don't know if it's show or display. I ain't digging into that. I've already made the mistake of talking about the legality of someone else's import. That video is gone. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it again. Nope, not worth it. Not all publicity is good publicity. I learned my lesson. Plus, it's kind of hypocritical to talk about the federal legality of, a car that's been imported into the U.S. when I also think that the federal laws that restrict people to being able to modify their cars at all are also bullshit. So yes, 25-year law, bullshit. Emissions laws for modified cars, also bullshit. I don't think I've heard a Zonda go full tilt in a very long time. I forgot what they sounded like. So they don't sound exactly the same, which I guess makes sense. I mean, the headers on the Mercedes is definitely putting in the work, but the piping on the Zonda just clearly is a little bit more special. I mean, it helps that it's mid-engined, I'm sure, so I think that has a pretty big impact. There's less piping to go through. There might be no X pipes, or there could be some X pipes in there. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a Zonda exhaust before, like a full one just outside of the car. I don't think I've ever seen one before. But I'll tell you what, I really want to copy that quad tip exhaust on something. I think it would look cool on at least a few cars that I can think of.
What's up, TRC fans? It's Javier from That Racing Channel.
TRC, Subi Gang. I feel like I'm legally obligated to cover some Subaru content now that I'm in Washington, because Subarus are everywhere out here. And I've seen quite a few GC8s actually, but nothing as cool and crazy as this one, an 800 horsepower monster. That's a good race. So the owner of this car is really, really cool. He's all about the experience and just running side by side with someone else and having both of your cars be at full tilt without really a clear winner. He even says at one point in the video that he's basically willing to turn down the boost in his car to increase the chances of a fun, super close race. That's a true enthusiast right there. He loves to go fast, but it's even more important to have fun. Man, I wish they still made cars that looked like this. If someone made a modern car with this kind of simple, boxy body style today, rectangular headlights and taillights, and gave it like a modest 350 horsepower. You could even just do 300, whatever. That would be a wonderful little car. Only downside is it would probably cost you like $50,000 or $60,000 because just you, I guess. Maybe Thanos was right. The Lamborghini Revuelto. It sounds pretty cool with a couple of turbos bolted onto it. Can't wait to see how fast these things go once they've been properly tuned and set up. If someone could figure out how to make them look good from the back, these cars would be perfect. Hopefully the SV version fixes the rear end. I wonder how hard these cars will be to tune. I did see that Mansory came out with like a body kit where it kind of made the back end look kind of like the rear of a, I think it's a Centenario. An improvement, for sure. I really don't like the exhaust placement. I just think it looks really dumb. Unlike the Huracan platform, a supercar that seems to have some of the best aftermarket support, and boy, are these twin-turbo cars fast, some of these cars are pushing over 2,000 horsepower, and some are even capable of going over 200 miles per hour in under half a mile. Absolutely insane. And this 3,500, my voice cracked, 3,500 horsepower, I read that right, yeah, okay. 3,500 horsepower underground racing Huracan STO trapped 246 miles per hour in half a mile. That's wicked fast. What the? Is it 2018 again? Man, I wish. For a second, I thought I was tuning into an old DDE video. Check out Brap's 528's Huracan with this black market race chassis-mounted wing. It's the wide-body version of the wing. There is a narrow-body version. And it's paired with the Zacco wide-body kit. And I gotta say, I kinda dig it. If I remember correctly, though, the chassis wing everyone used back in the day was made by Sadistic. But this one, I would say, is more to my liking, because when you compare them, the brackets or uprights, or however you want to put it, they stay behind that bumper bar before coming all the way out. Whereas the Sadistic one goes out and over the bumper, which I don't really like as much. I don't know. Maybe it's just a taste thing. But hey, I dig it. Makes it a hard choice, though. Do I get a Huracan Evo and I do this kind of setup? Or an STO and I just put a proper Super Trofeo wing on it? Because the stock STO wing is just too small. I did a poll, though, and you guys seem to prefer the STO over the chassis-mounted look, which is annoying, because I really like the chassis-mounted wing, but I also really like the STO. It's like when you do a coin flip to figure out how to do something. It's like it's 50-50. You know, I'd love to do this, and I'd love to do this. And as the coin's in the air, you start to think, man, I really hope it lands on this. And then it lands on the other thing, and you go, no. I didn't even sign a contract with anyone to, like, force me to stick with the decision. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. The E92 M3. John, keeping up with the Bavarians. Are you listening? Hello? Hello? Bro, just wanted to talk about this car. A beautiful car, the E92 M3. Beautiful car with a beautiful engine. Might even be the best engine ever put into a BMW street car. The only contender might be the S85, the V10. And I always thought that the holy grail version of the E92 M3 was the GTS. But now after seeing the Adro Aero package for the E92 M3, I'm not so sure, man. The added carbon lips, the diffuser, a super sick swan neck wing that actually looks really good. It transforms the car. I don't know what color would look good with this kind of combination. Like a frozen gray or fire orange like the GTS. Let me know what you think. And also, would you boost an E92 M3? Like, would you do a Gintani twin turbo kit? Or would you do a VF supercharger? Or would you be more inclined to keep it NA and just put a 2M velocity stack kit on it to really maximize that induction noise? All of these sound really fun. That would be pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Let me know.